Hey there, and welcome back to the Integrated Leader Podcast. If you've been listening all week, thank you. And if this is your first episode, welcome. You're joining us at the end of a 5-part series on emotional intelligence and personal growth. Today, we're closing things out with one of the most important leadership transitions that you might ever make, moving from understanding yourself to truly understanding others. Because self-awareness is a starting point, but relational intelligence, that's where leadership really starts to multiply. Let's get into it. One thing humans do is we tend to assume that other people think and feel the same way we do. And one of the most emotionally intelligent things you can do is to stop asking, why are they like this? And start asking, what might be going on underneath? When someone on your team responds with resistance, hesitation, or even silence, it's not always a problem to fix. It's often a person to understand. Maybe they're moving slow because they value precision. Maybe they're hesitant because they want to make space for others to weigh in. Maybe they're quiet because they're still thinking and they don't want to speak until their thoughts are fully formed. It doesn't mean they're disengaged. It means they're different. And difference isn't dysfunction. Emotionally intelligent leaders are able to stay present in the tension of difference without rushing to change it. They slow down, they listen deeper, they stay curious. And here is the shift. Instead of pushing everyone to adjust to your pace or style, you begin adjusting your approach to connect more effectively with theirs. That doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It means expanding who you are becoming. When you begin to understand the emotional landscape of your team, what motivates them, what overwhelms them, what builds trust, you can lead with more precision, more care, and more results. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it looks like asking, what helps you feel most prepared going into a meeting? Or would it be helpful to take a few minutes to think about this before we respond? Or how do you like to receive feedback? These questions aren't just polite, they are strategic, because every ounce of energy you spend understanding your team will come back to you in clarity, alignment, and trust. So here is your day 5 challenge. Choose one person you work with, someone who operates differently than you, and instead of trying to get them to change, ask one question that helps you understand how they see the world. That's it. One moment of curiosity, one crack in the armor of assumption. Because every great leader I know has made this move. From I to we, from self-awareness to relationship awareness, from control to connection. Now, before we close, let's take a breath and reflect on the full week. On Monday, we talked about restoration and recreation, and why you can't grind your way to emotional clarity. You need time to recover so your mind and body can actually think and feel again. On Tuesday, we explored what it means to bring your heart to work, not just your brain or your hustle, but your humanity, your presence, empathy, and genuine connection. On Wednesday, we listened to the critical voice inside, the one that tries to keep you safe by being harsh, and we practiced shifting from inner criticism to inner leadership. On Thursday, we took a look at decision fatigue, how too many choices, even small ones, can cloud our emotional clarity, and we talked about creating space through rhythm and simplicity. And today we stepped out of ourselves and into the experience of others. Because leadership doesn't end with you, it begins there. But it expands in every direction when you choose to stay curious. Thank you so much for being here this week. I hope you walk away from this series not just with insights, but with practices you can carry forward into your work, your relationships, and your everyday life. I'll see you back here next week for a brand new theme. But until then, be kind to yourself. Stay curious, and remember, emotional growth is leadership growth, and you're doing it. See you soon.